Can you see my slide?
Yes, sir.
Coming, sir. Yes.
You can see now?
Yes, sir. It's clear.
Everything is fine.
Okay, welcome everybody. Yeah, today our topic is on procurement and sourcing management process. It is most crucial and where our supply chain process starts with procurement. Yeah, our process of supply start with procurement. So we have these two entities, the suppliers, and then the company, for example, manufacturing, who needs supply from the suppliers. So whatever item, goods, and services that the company would like to use in their model of business, they have to contact suppliers, and the first contact is purchasing or procurement. Sometimes they call it interchangeably. However, procurement have a more that process as compared to purchasing. Yeah, so let's go one by one to identify, to differentiate between what we mean by procurement and what is meant by purchasing. Yeah, so the I would say the most high level of communicating with the suppliers, yeah, to get the supplies is procurement. The higher words using is procurement. The second part, or I would say a lower part, we call it purchasing. So procurement is a process of sourcing and acquiring the goods and services as a company needs to fulfill its business model. So we have to hear sourcing and acquiring. Yeah. So sourcing is basically to understand is sourcing is to find, in other words, yeah, and acquiring is to gain ownership. Yeah. Sourcing is to find, and acquiring is basically to gain ownership legally. Yeah. So an effective procurement strategy can save company money by negotiating a favorable term and pricing and ensuring suppliers' quality and efficiency. Yeah. So we have this. Why you know what? If we sell product, when a company sells a product, they usually have incorporated profit in selling incorporating the price of the product. If the cost of the product is 100 taka and the profit is 20 taka, then they will say at 120 takas. But when it says procurement strategy can save company money, it's saying that when you buy the raw material, from the supplier, you are trying to negotiate the best price. Mean to say that if the price product is let's say 50 taka, and you negotiate that you can buy at 45 taka, these are favorable terms, good pricing. So you have gained from 50 to 45, you have gained 5 takas on each component when you buy. And of course, you won't compromise quality. So qualities come first, and of course, delivery as number one as well. So good cost price, yeah, negotiate for a good cost price, good quality, no compromise, and efficiency of delivery of the product right on time at the right place. So this procurement strategy in such a way, if it is be implemented rightly, it saves the money. So once you save 5 taka while purchasing the components, and when you sell, you have a profit of 20 taka. Now you have had 25 takas of profit. Yeah. So mean to say that if you are smart enough again, yeah, you can further reduce the price from 50 to 40 taka. So you are gaining both from the buying part and the selling part. So that is so much crucial that a good negotiator is to have the good pricing, quality, and efficiency. So these are the most strategic procurement in when we.
Sir, you should. Sometime you can check. Anybody can be waiting.
Oh yes, okay, fine, right. So bear in mind again, yeah, if you are in the purchasing or procurement department, you are also giving saving to the company by negotiating a good price of raw material. All right. Yeah.
Sir, can I ask you a question, sir?
Sure, definitely.
Sir, what's the difference between procurement and acquiring? You have already said that, but I was a little bit
Okay,
unclear.
so what is the meaning of procurement and acquiring there? Yeah.
Acquiring, sir.
Yeah, acquiring is to have ownership of the good. To have acquire mean you have ownership. That means by paying the product, you get the product and it's legally binding that this is yours.
Okay,
You
sir.
Yes, they got ownership. You have the ownership of it. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Right. Now it's clear.
Sir, this is Partho here. May I ask a question?
Sure.
Sir, I think you also already discussed what procurement and purchase. What is the basic difference between these two?
Okay, fine. We'll go there. Yeah. So in the next slide, we will differentiate between procurement and purchasing. We'll do that in a moment. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir.
So it is a procurement is a process, yeah, a series of process that is essential to get the product and services from requisition to purchase order. From requisition to purchase order involves approval. So we can see that requisition, you purchase, you produce a purchase order, and invoice been approved, right? Hang on, yeah. So although we use procurement and purchasing interchangeably, they are slightly different, right? So, people will say purchasing is obtaining necessary goods and services on behalf of organization, but procurement will describe the activities involved in obtaining them. Yeah, so purchasing is basically you go and buy. I use a layman word first, yeah. That purchasing, you look at the item and you decided to buy, and then you buy. But procurement is activities involved, whereby why should you buy? Who wanted it? You bring a lot of questions because in company, when you wanted to buy a product, you have to ask whether who wants this component of part, who wants it, who requests for it. Purchasing is that you decided to buy straight away. So there is a process. The detailed process we'll discuss. I mean, a few more slides. Yeah. So we can see here the breakdown of procurement process. So we will identify where is purchase, where is procurement. So under the process, procurement process, first is to recognize your needs. What material do you need to be successful, or you need to buy? Why? So one that you recognize what item to buy, then you create a requisition whereby you come up with a form, you come up with the approval, someone to have to approve that yes, this item has to be buy. Yeah, there's someone have to approve it. So create an official purchasing requisition. You have all the detail, a kind of form, a detail of it. So someone had to review that. Allow management to review your request. So you cannot simply buy. someone have to approve or review it first. Yeah. Usually, if you work in the government sectors, you're working in a company, it is not your money. So you are buying for the company. So someone, your boss, usually our immediate supervisor, will approve it. So then we have the negotiation contract. So now we are talking to the suppliers who's going to supply us. We have come up with the terms and contract. So that is not purchasing. So that is procurement. It is not purchasing yet. It is procurement process. Then what we find is that find out the price offered. Yeah. Request quotes. That means we have few suppliers, A to D, A, B, C, D, and ask them to send a quotation. So this is another process of procurement, not the process of buying or purchasing. Yeah. So you have once approved, then you have to look at the budget, the what you call it, the treasurer of the company will look back, how much money do we have? What is our plan? So the whole year planning, does it fit the budget? Yeah. So later on, when we have decided to buy, yeah, so we receive the goods, store it, and under purchasing, under procurement, we have to receive the goods, we have to store it, we have to have a big warehouse where to store the product, organize it, yeah. So then later on, in the warehousing, we have to look at the invoice issued and the purchase order, and we reconcile at the receiving report. Yeah, so we are reconciling the requisition form, the purchase order, the invoice, and the receipt report. So all this matching, you have to match that. Then invoice payment, once it is the one is matched, then you can just simply pay your supplier. So then is the invoice payment. So then we have to keep track of the transaction, maintain it as a record for future record or for future historical. So these are procurement process. It doesn't end here. Yeah, there's nothing as a purchasing at all stated here. So let's see furthermore. Yeah.
Sir, can I ask you a question, sir?
Sure.
Sir, during quotation period,
Yeah.
is there any guideline, standard guideline, how many parties from where we can take quotation? Is there any guidelines, 3, 4, 5?
Yeah, usually what happens is that, yeah, when we ask for quotation,
yes,
we have the closing date. For example, in 2 weeks, you inform several suppliers you wanted to buy a tire for a car manufacturer. Buy the tire. We have several manufacturers who can produce tires. So let's say we shortlisted 10 of them. So we asked 10 of them to send us the quotation price. Okay, in 2 weeks. So they will send the quotation price. Then we have a committee. Usually company have their committee, yeah, to decide which is the best out of that 10 suppliers to set the price. This is very secretive, yeah. And this is where corruption gets in. I tell you frankly, in purchasing department or procurement department, this is the biggest corruption incurred. If Iman is very low, you don't think about, ethics. Yeah, don't think about Iman, or you don't think about ethics. You don't think about moral, and you don't think about your long-term career. Corruption is there.
yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Then let's see the difference between procurement and purchasing. So if you look here, this slide is all about procurement. The process from identifying until you pay the supplier. This is a process of procurement. Pretty long one. Yeah. So look at the purchasing. If you look at purchasing, where it is at. So purchasing starts only when there is a
Source.
think that you have operational purchasing there. So finding, sourcing, contract, you negotiate, you have the contract, you have law, and then only you start buying. In finding or sourcing, in negotiation, in contract management, coming with law, there's nothing purchasing there. Purchasing start when we decided to buy. We have selected who is the supplier, then we start to buy, and then we pay by the account department. Finish. That's it. That's it, purchasing. Yeah.
So purchasing starts when we select a vendor finally. The purchasing starts from there.
Yeah, only from there. And then when you start paying, finish. There's no storage. There's no talking about matching. You know, if you look here, like look at that the upper part here. You look there. Yeah. Selection of vendor, purchasing order, advance shipment notice, approval, yeah, identification of supplier, negotiation is not under purchasing.
Yes.
I mean under
Whatever I understand, so actually purchasing not fully fit for a company. Say for a company, say we go for a single source vendor, but there should be some process. Finally, there should be some storage must be required. But purchasing probably mostly match with the single for our personal life procurement is match with the purchasing. So whatever I need a shirt, I go to a shop and buy a shirt. Done.
That's it. Yes.
Yes. But for a company, say if we go with a single source vendor, say no bidding, no quotation, no comparison, okay. But there should be a requisition, there should be approval process, there should be a storing or a reconciliation. Everything is required. Maybe we can skip bidding, competition, comparison, but their approval process is required. So for a company, the purchasing is no more valid.
Yes. So what happened is that when you have direct purchasing, to select one single company to supply you, it takes tremendous process of selecting of the supplier. For example, now we have 10 suppliers. We ask for quotation. And then we found that company Z or company C, for example, is the best person. Then we contract them. We say that now we are going to have, we bind the law, negotiation has been done. It takes sometimes, it takes a month, negotiation to reconcile the win-win situation. So it takes a month or maybe it takes 6 months. Then we decided that, okay, we will take C, only one supplier. Once we have decided that, so throughout the year, we just purchase from that supplier. Yes, that is purchase. That is purchase.
Okay, that means we done all the formalities for procurement first time, and throughout the year we only place the purchase order and takes the goods. That is purchasing.
Yes, you are right there.
Okay, okay, yes, sir.
That is the idea. Correct. Very, very much true. Very perfect.
Okay.
So, now we're trying to look at the so procurement is sourcing and purchasing together. So under procurement, we are purchasing there, we are sourcing and purchasing. So we see that purchasing is finding the right supplier. Requirement definition, we have to have strategies, identify the suppliers. We have the RFI, for RFI is request for information, that is kind of finding suppliers, request for information, then you negotiate, then you bind the contract, and then you have supplier management. That is, you are engaging suppliers as your partner. That is basically sourcing. Then we have purchasing. It's basically you paid, you have the invoice there, good delivered, yeah, purchase order, and you have the item. Then there is purchasing. Yeah. So procurement is a bigger view of it. Right. Now we go further down. So under sourcing, we have this strategy. Sorry. Sourcing and strategic sourcing. So sourcing means is finding, evaluating, and engaging suppliers. We find them, we talk to them, we evaluate them, yeah, negotiate with them. Now, strategy, sourcing strategy is whereby engaging suppliers in the process of strategically. Yeah. Is strategic means to say that you have your future planning, yeah, strategically. Yeah, we go into strategic planning in a bit more. Yeah, so it has to be strategized. What is good, what is bad, what is win-win. So it cannot buying if it is purchasing, you just purchase without any thinking of future and evaluating. Right. Then we have the sourcing process. The processing process is very long, lengthy. Yeah, it's very lengthy with 6 steps here, and it deals with very depth. Yeah. So we have the data collection first, market research, FR required for information, and basically required for information, FRI. Yeah? And then negotiating, we contract it, bind it, then we implement and continuous improvement. Right. These how see from here we could see the difference of between purchasing, procurement, and sourcing there. Yeah. So data collection. So we have the process. First is data collection to get information of suppliers. Yeah. So it's quite a job, you know. For example, as I mentioned, if that is buying tires, you know, because we have a lot of manufacturers. If you are buying chemical, there are hundreds and thousands of manufacturing producing chemical. Yeah. Buying a car, a complete car, or an army. Yeah. So you have to know, is it from Russia? You want to buy it from Russia? You want to buy it from America? You want to buy it from Korea? These are data information being evaluated to find the best opportunities for the country or for the company, yeah? And understand what is the requirement of the stakeholders, not the shareholders. Yeah? Understand the requirement of stakeholders, the supplier, the customer, the bankers. Those are involved in your business model. Describe and apply what range of tools, technique, and to see what is the current situation, what happened to the economy, what happened to the technology. So some IT's gadget, you know, you have to understand what is going on, the latest development of technology. So current issues is very much crucial when we go for data collection. Then we have, so as such that we have to know what is the market. So before going into the market, we do some research. Yeah, we have to do some observation. It's performed to gain an appropriate level of understanding of the supply market. As I mentioned, we are buying tires. Yeah, so we have to understand the supplies of synthetic rubber, original rubber. Yeah, if you are buying synthetic rubber, who is the champion of synthetic rubber? You are buying original rubber from a tree. Yeah? Then it can be Malaysian is one of the producer. It can be from Nigeria, one of the big producer. So these are market research. This analysis that relative competitiveness of markets is gauged to see the strength of the supplier. It is huge market research. So in such a way that when you look into the suppliers market, looking at the capabilities and what is the so that is doing research on it. So it's doing research. So by doing research, we can select the most appropriate suppliers that can satisfy our business. Equally important, when that will provide insight how potential opportunities may be unlocked. So when we do research, we have the opportunity to look huge numbers of suppliers. We are not bogged with one or two suppliers, the huge number of suppliers, especially with the internet nowadays. We can buy online and we have numbers, hundreds and hundreds of suppliers. And from there, we can the advantage of having good price. So a good procurement officer will do this kind of research so that they can buy at the lower price, good quality, good delivery of product. These are the criteria. So under here, we use the data and tools, the SWOT analysis, the PETS analysis, and the portfolio forces. So during our data collection, we analyze them. We analyze them under SWOT, PETS, and portfolio forces. Yeah. So we have to recollect back, recall what we have studied earlier. Earlier on the SWOT analysis. So we are studying the SWOT analysis of the supplier selection. Yeah, we have the supplier. We are studying to study their strength, their weakness, opportunities and threat. So we have to select the suppliers, have the numbers of them, and we look into the strength, stronger customer relationship. That is the strength. We look at the supplier. How is their relationship with us? Are they a supplier? Are they stable in supplying? Are they stable in the market share? How are they? Are they the fourth runner? Are they second? Are they third largest market share? How is the product quality? So we find the strength of that supplier, looking at product quality. We look at the weaknesses of that supplier. Long procure to pay, very slow payment. Low inventory turns. We mean to say that inventory is very, when we ask for, there's no stock. Lack of visibility. These are the criteria or dimension that we have to look into when we analyze these suppliers. Any opportunities of that suppliers? Are they applying analytical? Are they with AI, artificial intelligence, blockchain? These are future opportunities. These are more on IT. We look at how far these suppliers are looking into in the futures. In the futures. These are very much of the digitalized era. The threat. Well, we are afraid that suppliers are going for bankruptcies. Fire. We have the threat of fire, hurricane, port strike. And these are issues, current issues happening that will threaten our purchase of that suppliers. Right. In terms of past analysis of supplier selection, we look at the political factors. If you are buying a product from China, so look at the political factors. We are looking at the economic factors, looking at social factors, technology factors as well. In fact, nowadays, companies that practices green purchasing, green supply chain. So they want their suppliers to practice that as well. If the supplier is not practicing green technology, then we might have to forgo that supplier. So the technology factors we have to look into. And social factors, are they abide with the social factor in that particular countries? We look into the lifestyle of that social factor of that particular country or of that particular company. So political factors is what happened now. For example, like if we do not have good relationship with other countries, one country we don't have good relationship, though the product is good, we cannot buy from them because we do not have good relationship with our country that doesn't have good relationship with the other country. So even though the product is good, we can't buy. Probably another style is that in a government contract, for example, under government contract, that we know that that company is good supplier, but it is the company is son of a minister, for example. So we try to avoid that. Yeah, we have to avoid that. Things like this that should not be incorporated, because it's son of the minister is in that company. So there will be some personal interest. They are subject to corruption. Yeah. So these are another factors to be analyzed. So it can be false any part of it. Yeah. So we can patch there is a political, economic, social, and technology factors that to be considered. Yeah, in analyzing suppliers. Then we have another factors here. We call it the 5 Porter factors. Yeah, Porter, the Porter 5 forces. Porter 5 forces. Yeah. So we have the threat of new entry. We have the buyer power. We have the threat of substitution. We have the power, supplier power. So this become very competitive rivalry. So we have to understand what is going on. Yeah, we have to know who is the competitor. How is the competition within that industry? Who is the most powerful in that industry? Who are the most powerful suppliers? Yeah, who are the most powerful buyer within that industry? So again, we have to look at it, but we are in the particular industry. Yeah, we are car manufacturing, chemical manufacturing. We have to know who are the competitor, who are the largest buyer, who are the largest suppliers. Is there any threat, a new company coming in the industry, to find any more substitution? So because if we keep on changing suppliers, then it become cost of changing. If you look there, we have at the bottom there, we have cost of changing there. So when that's why we encourage, as you mentioned just earlier, or from one supplier, just buy from one supplier. Because when we change to another supplier, then we might incur costs. That's why the selection and the procurement process, the sourcing, selection of suppliers, it may take very long before we can decide which is the best suppliers. We have to decide that thoroughly. So we look at the SWOT analysis, we look at the packs, and we look at the Porter force, 5 force. This is that is competitive rivalry. That is basically about the competition within the industry. Yeah, within the industry, right? Then we have another strategic process of outsourcing. We have another terms here, outsourcing. Yeah, to buy or to make. So what happened is that outsourcing institute has defined as the strategic of outside resource to perform activities traditionally handled by internal staff and resources. I'm giving you a very simple example here. What is meant by outsourcing? For example, yeah, you are whatever manufacturing plant, but your land is huge. Yeah? Your land, you have a huge land, and you have the grass keep growing. Yeah? The grass outside the plant. Yeah? So it is best to ask someone to cut the grass and you pay them rather than hiring your own staff to cut the grass. You don't have to ask the resource department or human resource department to hire a grass cutter. No need to hire a grass cutter. You can find outside. Ask people from the outside to cut the grass. Another example, in the universities, yeah, in universities we have a huge area, so we have buses or cars, usually buses to transport students from one point to another. So we think, should we hire a bus driver and buy a bus? That is very high cost. Buying a bus, you got to maintain, and then you have a driver to pay monthly. If the bus is moving or the driver is not working, you have to pay monthly, you have to pay medical, social benefit and so forth. But why not we outside ask some bus company to do the services within the campus? If the campus is closed for 2 weeks, no bus service. So you cut costs there. So that is the man of outsourcing. So outsourcing is essential contracting out of core business. Because in university, the activity is to teach. Teaching is the activity. Bus services is not teaching a service, core business. So we can outsource someone to do it. Yeah. So as
sir, may I ask a question?
Mhm.
Sir, I have heard a terms strategic procurement, but I am not clear about that. But during your discussion, so far I understand, if I'm not wrong, if I'm wrong, then please correct me. So, say, rather buying a car, hiring a car is more strategic decision. So, can we, if we, is it strategic procurement, hiring a car rather buying a car?
Oh, it depends on you. For example, yeah. For example, you know, like this. For example, like we have this organization of going for Hajj. Yeah, some big organization, they organize going for Hajj. So should he buy a plane or should he hire a plane? Because that Hajj is only once a year. Why should you buy? Might as well hire. So like hiring a car or buying a car, it depends on the nature of your business. Yeah, depends on the nature of your business.
So first we have to think which one will be cost effective. We have
Yep.
to go with that option.
Yes, that is the,
so this is, can I call this as a strategic procurement, or?
yes, it can be called, yes, it can be called as strategic procurement. Yes, because procurement involves sourcing and buying or purchasing.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
In the first statement, it says that procurement involves outsourcing or sourcing and purchasing.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Strategic procurement.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Hi, sir. This is Ratul. I have one question related to this rental car service. Actually, the example you have given. So, just last question has been asked. Similar, I have the same question. Is this the rental and buying a car or rental car? There is individual policy of own organization or the similar policy for all?
Okay, like hiring a car, hire a car. For example, your business now, your business is hiring car. Mean to say that you have a car and someone will hire your car and they have to pay you. So that is your business.
Yeah.
Okay, that is your business. So to me, if that is your business, you should buy a car and then you rent it to someone. So now let's say you buy 100 cars.
Yeah.
Your business is to hire. Someone will hire your car and they go whatever they like. Okay, you buy 100. Let's say the demand gets so high.
Yeah.
Demand gets so high for that particular season. So you hire someone else's car, put into your business, then and then that customer will hire the car. But you hire the car from someone else for only 1 month because that was a seasonal.
Okay.
Then
for seasonal, it's okay for hiring a car.
For seasonal, it's better to hire.
But even though on practical experience, I have suffered in my company last 2-3 months back.
Yeah.
Our company is related to the hospitality industry for interior and FF&E supply and installation actually. So our company based from Dubai, and we came here in Bangladesh for one intercontinental hotels projects, and for that reason we took hire some vehicle and 2 vehicle we buy. So those vehicle I took hire from third party, and we are paying them around of 80,000 per month,
Yeah.
including excluding of all the daily expenses and cost.
Right.
So it took approximately 1,20,000 taka in Bangladesh, and I'm using those vehicles from last 2015 to till date. So the vehicle actually, if I'm looking at the vehicle, and those vehicle, if I'm going to buy from the market or showroom newly, it will cost around of 30 lakhs. So we are expending 20 lakhs more for hiring process. And second side, I have buy 2 vehicles for around of 60 lakh. But that vehicle still I'm not able to sell it because of some policy of the procurement issues and some terms and condition of the warranty and other blah 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 things. So I'm not getting any authority signature or for resold the vehicles. Those vehicles are going to become scrap on parking.
Exactly.
So I just want to maybe I'm going to try to explain. I try to know about these things, that what is the strategy between hiring policy for the company from third party, and what is the policy actually for resale of the scrap value or resale of the warranty value.
Well, if from your thoughts, from your explanation, that it seems that when you buy correct me if I'm wrong, when you buy 2 vehicles, it costs much expensive or less expensive than you hire. I've tried to understand that.
Yeah.
Is it buy expensive?
Buyer is less than hire.
The thing buying is less. Yeah, buying is less.
Buying is less. Definitely, buying is less.
But then when you want to resell back, no one's want to buy. Right?
No, there is customer to buy, but our company policy, our company top management said they are asking the price. It's according to the warranty of the vehicles. It is they are trying to explain. They are trying to put on my head that there is some resale value has been created on time of purchase the vehicles. Like asset value. There is asset value are the include with the purchase some strategy. I don't actually. That's the things I just want to get from you.
Sir,
is there any explanation about it or not?
May I say something regarding this issue?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. In Bangladesh, there are for vehicle, 2 culture is established. For local company means locally owned company. They will never go for a hired car. They always think that we will buy our own car and they will show it as their asset. Okay.
Yeah.
But for the MNC, all the MNC, they will never go to buy car. They will hire the car to reduce all the hassles, repair, maintenance, driver, blah, blah, blah. And they charge all these expenses in the operational expenses.
Yes.
They don't want to show this in their balance sheet as an asset, and they have no intention to charge depreciation each year. They charge full cost as operational expenses. On the other hand, all the local company, they want to buy car and they want to increase their asset in their balance sheet.
Exactly.
This 2 type of thought is present in Bangladesh.
Yes, it's same in Malaysia. Same. It is same. So actually you are acting on a balance. You have to think balancedly. But if you just hire, you don't think about maintenance at all.
Yeah, no hassle. Everything goes to third party. Just pay them monthly and charge it as operational expenses.
In fact, if you don't like that car, you ask them change. You can ask another car.
Even the cost will be higher than even the cost will be higher than buy.
Cost is higher than buy. Most of the MNC practice this because they don't want to bother on repair, maintenance, maintaining driver, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah.
Yeah, in fact, at the end of the day, let's say you want to go back to it, that car you want to
Yeah, yeah.
sell, and it's some the value is, as you mentioned, is scrap, becomes scrap.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
So
bothering issue, it's okay, it's fine. It's the individual thought maybe, but
yeah,
I
yeah.
I just want to know, is there any other procurement policy to getting hassle for buying or rental?
Or there is other as well, but it depends of again, it depends on the law of the country, you know, because your law of country has stated this like this, then we have to follow. There might be some other avenues. There is. It's a matter of, so the procurement officer have to sit and make a, what you call it, brainstorming. What is the best? What is the best? That is only about hiring, and buying a car. You know, what about many more other items to think of? There are so many items to think of. So probably for that company, the best solution is to hire a car, because the major part of the business is running a hotel. That is the core business. Why do you to take hassle maintaining a car? No, because the core of the business is running a hotel. This buying or hiring a car is a small matter.
Okay, so if there is some items or any product for like company asset will be asset. So if I'm going to say a single ball pen, if I'm going to buy a ball pen, and it will become asset of the companies, and that item will be again resale after 5 years or 10 years.
Yeah.
So in that case, what will be the procurement and purchase policy and strategy will be maintained? Is there any other explanation or any policy of procurement about this?
To me, policy of procurement, it depends on the company. There is no universal standard.
Okay, thank you so much. This is the good. That was I just want to know.
Yeah, it depends on the.
Thank you.
Right.
So, sir, another thought, Kamrul, another thought I want to share here, outsourcing related issue. I work some manufacturing company. They also retail shop in Bangladesh also, and they make shoes. Especially I work for in footwear.
Okay.
So I work in Apex and Bata also. So I see their policy, because one factory not capable to make different categories or different types of shoes. For this reason, they try to outsource from the outside of the country, and from the others, small cottage factory or others areas, because it is cost effective and they can make too many product variety also is there.
Exactly. You're right there. Exactly.
So this is also one kind of policy. They may make because of the product category, they want to make more product category, and some practice shoes and other things, they go for the extra charge and cottage factory.
Correct.
Because of the different customer or other things.
Yes, true. Yeah, that's the best about outsourcing, you know.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, basically every business had to determine whether they should perform a service themselves in-house or outsource them. Then you have to really think about it. The managing department, the director, the CEO have to think about this. So in the process of procurement, it is not just the procurement department, you know. It involves sometimes the higher decision of the CEO. For example, buying an aeroplane, a jet fighter, for example, buying a jet fighter, is under the Ministry of Defense. But at the end of the day, to decide how many to buy, either to buy or not, is the Prime Minister's decision. Not alone the Ministry of Defense. It involves the country, then involve the Prime Minister to decide at the end of the day. So this process of procurement, at the end of the day, after tabling all the analysis, the CEO will decide, or the managing director will decide whether to buy or to make. Yes, right. The procurement department will do the market research, and give all the tabulation. Yeah, give the analytical value analysis, but the CEO will decide. That is part of it. Yeah, yes, that's why it depends on the company, depends on the CEO whether to hire or make or buy. So main drivers for outsourcing is the competitiveness. Yeah, where also where others can do better. You focus on your core business, and that will reduce the cost base. Right? So this is the advantage of going for outsourcing, is that someone can do better. Why not ask them to do? So in-house versus outsourcing. So basically in-house administrative is involved. Yeah, you have to have developed your house resources, good control. The advantage, if you have good control, decision making you are making, but generally it's high cost. Whereas in outsourcing, you achieve economy of scale. No cost of ownership, easy to switch. Yeah, no cost of obsolescence. Yeah, I would for example, like car just now, you feel that car already 6 months, you feel that's old, get a new one. That's it, change a new one. Yeah, geographical reach, expanded geographical. You can outsource some part of the world, like what they are doing now. Yeah, branded item from Italy, they outsource, manufactured in China, manufactured in Vietnam. So they outsource it so that they will reduce the cost and spreading the risk. So we spread the risk by doing outsourcing. It's good that, rather than stick into one in our own department, our own factories. Yeah, if what happened if the factory got fire, yeah, all collapse. But if we spread it some other part of the world, then we could reduce the risk. Centralized, decentralized, handled by one special department. Decentralized, we individualize. Yeah, so sometimes what happens is that if the organization is big, yeah, it's so huge, then they might go into cities, branches. Yeah, it can be branches. Yeah, and some of these centralized items that they thought that it's more economical to buy from the central. Yes, they buy from central, because central, for example, central purchasing can go for 1 million, for example. Yeah, well, decentralized, we give the ruling say that decentralized purchasing is only for 5,000 and below. Yeah. So small item, but big item we centralize. We will save cost as well. Yeah. Again, it depends on the management decision. Yeah. So what are we sourcing? We are sourcing material, services. Yeah, direct material, services. We can see materials a lot there. Indirect material, sourcing for primary activities, sourcing for support activities. Yeah, right. What is meant here by support activities? So what if you look? I've forgotten the graphic look. If you try to recall back. Yeah, so primary and supporting activities of sourcing. Primary, we have inbound on your left side, giving some metaphor or example here, like graphically. Yeah, inbounds on your left, and then it goes to operation, manufacturing. Then it goes more to your right, outbounds, logistic. That means you have finished product, so you are going to transport it. And then more on the right, we have the sales and marketing. And the next slide is services. Yeah. So basically, if you look at the primary sourcing, yeah, primary of the flow from inbound logistic coming in, operation, got all the material you there, you operate it, you manufacture. Once it is complete, finished good, it becomes outbound logistic to move it out from the factory. And the marketing and sales department, it's their job now to sell the product, and we have service. In the supporting activities, the bottom part, the supporting is the facilities of the plant or the management, human resource, IT, finance. These are the supporting activities. Yeah, So primary is inbound, outbound. You just imagine the manufacturing of cars. The inbound is all the parts and components come into the factory, will be operation, production is done, a piece of car is manufactured, it goes for outbound, ready for sales, and of course, car services as well. But the facilities, what? The plant facilities. We have the human resource, IT and finance. These are supporting activities. Yeah? If in the universities, we have the faculty, we have the students, yeah, coming in, graduating, yeah, that is the operation part. And then we try to go find jobs for the student. But the supporting facilities is the university itself, the lecturers, yeah, and we have the human resource, we have IT facilities, financing department. These are the supporting, right? So what other source material classification, raw material for production? We have supplementary materials that use or consume in operation, semi-manufactured product. So supplementary item, we have raw material, the basic one, and then supplementary item is the one that we consume in the operation. Production is different, operation is different, yeah. So raw material, we process to becomes a finished good. Supplementary material, it is being processed, being used, yeah, not to become a finished good. For example, you buy what you call it, engine oil. Engine oil. You know the production, the machine, it needs an oil. So you buy the oil to consume in the operation, not to manufacture a product. Yeah, that is supplementary. Some are semi-manufactured product being incorporated, yeah, as well. I would say this semi-manufactured product, maybe in engine itself, yeah, an engine, big engine for a car, semi-product manufactured, and just put it into the assembly of car. Components, some small components of the part of the cars, and finished product purchased to be sold. This is basically retailing part. Yeah, you buy the finished good and just for sale straight away. And we might buy capital equipment, robotic. We buy laptops. We buy what you call it? All these accessories, accessories. Not accessory. Yeah, capital item is can be like a robotic. You might buy a car for the company, and then you buy laptops, computers, and so forth to run to make sure that the company runs efficiently, yeah, but nothing to do with production. And then last but not least, we have the OMR, that is operating, maintenance, and repair. Yeah, these are all against in running, so we can outsource this, yeah, and many other services as well. So like maintaining repair usually be outsourced to someone else, yeah? Right. For sourcing policies, this is very detailed, yeah? Purpose of policies. Again, we have the responsibilities and the hierarchy of authority to negotiate approval, yeah? So this, again, as I mentioned just now, is back to the CEOs or the managing director to decide which is the best policy. Yeah? Then we have this here. So these are very much detail of it. I'm not going to go to detail on that. I just like to go into here the importance consider in sourcing, it says, yeah, single or multiple suppliers to meet the needs, yeah. So you have, as I mentioned, either to go for multiple or single. So what happened is that in supply chain management, under supplier management, yeah, it's good to have one or two, yeah, we cannot just depend on one suppliers, maybe one or two, but too many is not so good. So maybe the word here multiple means it's more than one or two. Yeah. What I meant here is that try to have a good supplier relationship. Yeah, the supplier relationship is towards the end of this particular subject. Yeah, towards the end. But it's giving here is that a procurement officer is that to collect all information and then tabulate to the higher authorities whether we should go for single or multiple. Yeah, because if there's too many suppliers, we have to manage extra job. Yeah, if you have 10 suppliers for one tire, for example, buying a tires from 10 suppliers, it will be headache for you. Why not take one or two, single or double is enough. But nonetheless, there are some items that are so flooded in the market, so might be some product will be better to have multiple suppliers. But in the usual practice, it's better to have one or two to meet the company ends. So it can be short or long-term contract, arm's length or closer partnership. So we're trying to create a better partner with your supplier. We would encourage partner-like relationship with your supplier. Buy on delivered price or collaborate in supply chain improvement. So we have to think of collaborating with the suppliers much better. Automate the purchase transaction or retain interactive contract. No? You want, so usually if you have one supplier or once a single supplier, then it's automated. Yeah, automated. It's much better if it is in terms of one or two suppliers. But we have several suppliers, then we keep on retaining, keep on evaluating them. Yeah, so there will be interactive, very active interactive. Then we have the customized, the specific or purchase and industry standard. Now this is good, you know. We have OEM, for example, yeah. So it's good that once we buy a particular specific according to brand, then it is very much standardized. Very much standardized. So like if you look at screws, yeah, bolt and nut, yeah, bolt and nut. So there are kind of measurement. Yeah. So similar like tires, yeah, we have measurement. So all the measurement make it standard. So it's very easy, much better. So customize is much better to have something that is standard in the industry. Because one is standard industry, then is proven a quality. Yeah? Then we have the fixed price of index cost pass through. So these prices, some are very fixed, some prices are fixed. No matter from any supplier you buy, and the price can be very much fixed, or you can fluctuate that. Yeah. See what's the deal for that. Is it for exclusive use or available to all, including competitors? Sometimes you order some supplier is only for you, not for other competitors. But some product, all competitors are available for any company to buy. Yeah, the bolt and nut, for example, bolt and nut. Yeah, so either you are manufacturing of what you call it, maybe furniture or manufacturing of cars or manufacturing of within similar industry, you have this item is exclusive for your company or is for all, is for general. Yeah, it can be for general as well. So sometimes for exclusive for your own company, it might be very expensive, but it is common one, standard one. Yeah, then it can be much cheaper. Yeah. So the procurement officer will have to do this kind of analysis. Yeah, dedicated resources or normal channel. So again, whether you want to find a single one or some other channels or some other suppliers. Right, guys, I think I have to stop here. I'm very sorry. I think I can continue in the next meeting. Yeah, so we stop until step 3. Okay, Mr.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Thank you, sir. Because now, sir,
Now it's 11.
What the time at Malaysia?
Almost 11:15.
11,
Quarter-
quarter past 11, 11:15. Sir, I think you should stay in Bangladesh sometime because Bangladeshi people like you very much. Uh, 6 months in Bangladesh, 6 months in Malaysia. It's better for you, I think.
Okay, guys, thank you for your time. Thank you. For
Do you have any
Thank you so
question?
much. Thank you so much,
Okay.
sir. We really enjoy your class. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Sometimes, sir, sometimes we need you. Please, sir, give us time.
All right, sure. Bye.
Okay.
Okay,
Bye-bye,
sir. Thank you very
Stay
much.
safe.
Right.
You can, sir, now
I'm trying to
leave.
find
Yeah, yeah.
where is the exit.